we've got our server, basic server. So we want to look at what this is, just a text, plain text. If we inspect, it's just a body that says hello world right here. So we want to improve that. P, is that a paragraph tag saying test? So this is a paragraph tag. If we inspect it, p test. Now let's use template literals here. P test. Let's do a list. If you see, there's a list here. So we'll mimic this, I guess. Mimic is the word. So unordered list. We'll make an unordered list. And then we'll have one list item here that says hi. And then we'll just do that. There we go. Now what is going to happen? It's just a list. It's just a list that says hi. Now if we want a h1 tag, I hope you see what's going on here at this point. List. So we have loads of h1s, and then one h1, sorry, and then loads of list items, and this is being rendered as HTML. Now that is interesting. That is cool. We could type variables in here like name. Let's make a variable called name. This is dynamic rendering. Cool name that no one asked for. Okay, there we go. Now we have a name, and that's gonna say cool name that no one asked for. As that is dynamic, it's using a JS variable, JavaScript variable. Now that's cool, but we want this in separate files, and that will be separation of concerns, and that's what we want. So how we do that is, let's refresh. So it's rendering HTML instead of just plain text. Now we make a folder called views. Now what views is, it's the default directory when we type res.render, response render. It looks in this by default, and if we type test.html, so if we type res.render test.html, which is in the views directory, remember, test.html in views directory. Sorry if the keyboard is very loud. I may have the loudest keyboard. So we don't have the module HTML, so we can't actually use that. So we are missing something else, which is app.use. Use view engine. Now we could type HTML. That's not going to work, unfortunately, because we need HTML as a package, which we don't have. We're going to use PUG, which we installed. PUG, you need it installed for it to work. So now that's not going to work, unfortunately. app.set view engine. So we're gonna type we can just type test.pug. So now test, or we can just type pug for now, just to show you. So fail to look up test.pug, in this directory here. And why is that? We have a problem here. App.set. I believe we can set views to dir name plus views. Now dir name should be this folder but I'm not sure. Oh, it is. Okay, there we go. Test HTML in views directory. So we're just going to commit this. Getting started or something unhelpful. There we go. So PUG. No, PUG. Hang on. So we're going to use this. It's just snippets that make it easier. So we'll keep that there. There we go. So we've got our first PUG file. So res.render, and we're going to type name test. Okay, let's make it more exciting. Name that no one asked for. Okay, so we've got a name that no one asked for. So now, this is the syntax right here. We'll go into getting started. This is the syntax for dynamically displaying or rendering variables passed in through this render function right here. So, test. This should not work. We don't have a variable called test. It just does nothing. So if we type name, bing, hang on. So name, this is render, it says name that no one asked for. Now, let's just rename this to index or home.pug, which should be the home page. Now, so we got the snippets going on here, so we don't need test.pug, we can just type test and that will do. Failed to look up test. I renamed it to home, so there we go. So that renders as this name that no one asked for.